Hello, Stephen with S.J. Williams Homestead again, and we're going to do another portion of our raised garden boxes. I was working on our regular garden spot the other day. As you can see where I got started, I was going to go real shallow and till it up and rake all the grass out and get our bed started there. And as I was working, I made about 2 passes and the belt on my tiller broke, so I'm going to have to get that fixed. But today we're going to work on the raised beds, and as you can see, grass is thrown up on them everywhere because it's been a little while since I got up here and showed them any attention. Had to break out the weed eater and kind of clean them off a little bit. So went and got a load of dirt. As you can see, the old Ford squatted down a little bit there. So what we're about to do now is I don't know if you can see it barely sticking out of the back of the truck there. We got some of the black gardening cloth to use as a barrier to put down the bottom, and so we're going to try to accomplish 2 things with that. One is, as you can see, I just took the weed eater and weed-eated this down really low to the dirt. I didn't scoop out the extra, so it still looks like there's grass growing in there, but I took it down to the dirt, and I'm going to put that black layer down to try to keep anything else from growing. Hopefully to deter the ants a little bit. I think we're going to use a little bit of pine. It's the bark off of pine trees. They've turned it into like a mulch. That's a kind of like wood chips. That's a mulch at the same time, and so the pine's supposed to get rid of the ants and the bugs and stuff like that, and so we're going to put some of that down, I think, too, to try to keep the ants away. Putting down this barrier this year to try to keep the ants away, because we've had a really bad problem with ants getting in our garden spots, and especially these buckets we've been using. The ants love to get up in there, so we're going to try this and see if we can keep them out. But for now, we're going to just put down our barrier, and we're going to put some dirt in there, and then we'll put some mulch on top later on. But that's what we're up to today, is just getting that barrier down and filling these up with dirt. And so let's get to work. Okay, so as you can see, we got our black cloth down there. It's more like plastic, they call it cloth. It seems to be pretty biodegradable. Every flower bed that we've ever put it in, it seems to disappear fairly quickly. So I don't know, hopefully it'll work for what we're wanting to use it for, because we're going to put our dirt on top of it, and hopefully if it does have any chemicals or anything like that in it, what it's going to do is going to seep downwards and not up into our food, especially with these raised beds. I don't think I want to grow anything right on top of it, but as you can see, that's pretty deep. It's supposed to be safe. Like I said, I don't completely trust it. Hopefully in the future we can come up with a better way of doing it. I've used it on different things before. It's never seemed to hurt anything, but it's kind of one of those things where you want to go with the most natural barrier you can, and unfortunately this year we're just kind of running out of time. We've had a lot of other things going on. New baby was born in the family, and we've been doing some visiting and everything like that, so we're a little behind, but we'll get there. So now the fun part starts, shoveling all this dirt out into these beds. It's a little warm, got my water, we're gonna get to it, sweat, get healthy, and have a good time. Okay, so all of our dirt's just about gone, but we have managed to completely fill all of our beds and buckets that we're using, so they're ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we'll get a layer of the pine mulch that I was talking about, and we'll spread a layer of that on top of all these beds and these buckets. And what that's going to do is it's going to cut down on bugs and diseases and stuff like that. It's going to keep the soil moist. This is all going to keep the soil loose, allow everything to grow more productively. And so this is going to be the next step, is getting these filled up with the mulch and everything to keep the soil moist. And then it'll be time to plant some plants and start our garden. I don't know what we're going to do with these raised garden beds yet. My wife's been throwing around some ideas of how to decorate it, make it look a little bit more pretty up here. We're going to clean up the mess. We're going to make this like a little gardening escape. Maybe a table and some chairs up here, and somewhere we can come to relax and look at our garden and get away from the TV and the electronics and spend a little time outside. And we're also going to take some of this PVC that we have laying over here, and I'm going to build little A-frame tents over these boxes. I'm going to build them to fit, a little A-frame to go over top of them. For one, it's going to keep deer and rabbits and stuff like that out of them, along with the fence that we have up. But also we have cats running around to help control, you know, mice and snakes and stuff like that. But we got to keep them out of it because they like to use it as a litter box. So I'm going to take some chicken wire that I have left over and some PVC piping. I'm going to make some A-frame little tents to go over it, put some chicken wire on it. And also later this fall, when we do our next planting, it's going to allow that to grow further into the fall and produce more vegetables as well. We use those as greenhouses by putting plastic over them, and the PVC and the chicken wire will help support that plastic to lengthen our grow season some. So, but that's been our fun for today, is filling up these garden boxes. I got some more little planters down there at the greenhouses. I'm going to fill those up with dirt, try to use everything we have. What's left over will go into the compost bin, and we'll keep working from there. Remember to leave a comment below, a like. I'm going to try to go back and edit some of the videos I've done, leave links to the previous episodes of our garden beds, and so you can enjoy all those. But leave us a comment, let us know what you think. We'll see you next time. Bye.